Plot's getting pretty weird, man. Slide! Soon after I heard the sound of the curtains being drawn back, I could feel the sun shining on my face. How have we done? 36 minutes? That's barely enough. Actually, it's not barely enough, it's not enough! Well, it'd be enough for one part, but I tend to like to record 2. At the least, you know. What? Hey, just 5 more minutes. Well, just 3 more minutes then. Just 1 more minute then. Oh, did she give up? Awesome, awesome. I could feel an intense impact hit my poor defenseless stomach. Someone was rolling their soft body all over my belly. Don't they get off? It hurts. Okay, I'm up already. Sorry for my bad behavior. As I waved my white flag in defeat that he conveniently had next to his bed, they finally got off me. As we're lovers and all, couldn't you at least wake me up in some slightly sexier way? That's not true. If you were to wake me up with a gentle kiss, even I would. I was just kidding, of course. Even I wouldn't be thinking such impure thoughts first thing in the morning. My, what a blunder. It's just a kiss, man. To stop Otne from going into preaching mode, I evidently tried to make up excuses. Huh? Try that? Does she mean she's going to wake me up with a kiss next time? I'm done for. I'm so sleepy. Perhaps I could wake up if Otne would give me a good morning kiss. Darn, I guess I was being too obvious about it. You know, I'm crap at waking people up. I remember one time, I think I did something like that. I remember waking up while my brother or my sister. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna have my own take on it. Plugged in my guitar, strummed a chord, and just like, yeah, that's one way of going about it. Funny thing is, though, I'm not sure if it actually worked. You may. You also having breakfast here? Yeah, so this is because Otne and I started going out, huh? Anyway, it's not that bad if you can start getting up a bit early in the mornings. Yup. It's okay. We don't really have time for that. Really? Well then, please go ahead. I took off my shirt and handed it over to Otne. Otne took out a sewing kit from her pocket and started attaching the button. This is pretty nice. It's like we're a real family. Well, they are, aren't they? Not biologically, but you get the idea. Otne started spacing out for some reason. Okay. They've always... Now, if he had said, like, a married couple like it is... Well, I don't know about that. I mean, married couples, like, they get betrayed in certain ways, but in reality, tends to not be quite the same, does it? But you get the idea. If he'd said that instead, fair enough. But he didn't.
家族って私と弟くんが本当の家族だとしたらどんな関係になっちゃうのかな。前だったら兄弟ってはっきり言ってたと思うんだけど、今は弟くんは私のことが好きで、私もそれで家族ってことは兄弟じゃもちろんなくて、夫婦ってことになっちゃうのかな。
For some reason, Otney looked like she was having lots of fun as she muttered to herself. Otney.
朝からいきなり何言ってるんだろう私。
She frantically waved her hands to make it look like she was kidding. It was pretty funny to watch, but look at your hands.
手元って。
Looking at the uniform jacket Otney was holding, she had sewn the button on, but she had also sewn on a bunch more in some weird pattern.
わ、弟くんの制服がボタンだらけに。取らなきゃ。私何やってるんだろう。ほんと、今すぐ外すから待っててね。で、焦りすぎて、せっかくまともな位置につけたボタンまで取っちゃったりして。もうゆめちゃん、どうしてもっと早く言ってくれないの？
Because she was too busy glaring. As per usual, morning at the Yoshino household was full of peace and quiet. Well, if you say so. Could have added in glares. During our morning break, I headed over to Suganami's seat. I promised I'd help Dotne yesterday, but I had no concrete idea about what I should do. And my only powers were to conjure sweets and see all people's dreams. So, in short, about the only thing I could do is gather useful information. I just have to gather up all the information I could about the incidents that had been happening. Standing on my own 2 feet. And if it's information I want, then Suganami is the man. Hey, Suganami, I'd like to ask you a bunch of stuff. Is that okay? Suganami, who had been reading the entire time, looked up from his book.
なんだ？今日の放課後までにマミウダトライアングルに関する論文を通読しておかなければならないんだが、急ぎの話か。
Yeah, sorry.
それで、話というのは？
Yeah, I'm just going to get to the point. Suganami, what do you think about the incidents that have been occurring across the island? Since he's into occult stuff, I was pretty sure the subject would pique his interest. Suganami suddenly lit up like a light bulb.
それは難しい問題だ。まだ原因ははっきりしていないが、我が非公式新聞部ではいくつか仮説を立てている。
Is one of them aliens? Really? What kind of theories?
その前に、この書類にサインをくれ。
What do you mean, official papers? There's nothing written on them. Maybe there's some kind of old school invisible writing on it?
気にするな。ただの白紙委任状だ。
I can't sign that thing. Who knows what we're going to write on it afterwards?
やれ。
Well, you.
お前は俺の言葉が信じられないというのか。嘆かわしいな。
Yeah, well, you don't seem to trust me either. So, what kind of theories are they? If it's good stuff, you can consider this a good chance to get new members for your club.
本当だな。
Okay, I've got him hooked now. I'm full of expectations now.
まずは地殻変動説、フリーメイソンの陰謀説、地震兵器の悪用説、地底人の犯行説、ブレインスナッチャー説などがある。
Okay, now I'm not expecting anything.
まあいずれにせよ、手元にある情報が少なすぎて何とも言えない状態ではあるな。
Surprisingly, not a single one of those theories mentions aliens. I thought you had some grand theories, but I guess you don't really know anything either.
何を言う？物事は全貌がわかるまでが面白いんだ。冒頭でいきなりネタ話をしてる推理小説が面白いと思うか？
I guess Suganami is more interested in the mysteries themselves than reality.
ところで、なぜいきなりそんな質問を？もしや桜井もミステリーハントに目覚めたのか？
Well, you could say that. I'm really interested in these mysterious incidents that keep happening. So if you hear something interesting about those incidents, be sure to tell me, okay?
よし、わかった。同志との情報の共有を拒む理由はないからな。
Now that's the weird thing with mysteries, isn't it? When they're mysterious, like, ooh, mysterious, what could it be? And whenever, like, a mystery is solved, it's usually... What, that was it? That's all that mystery to it, and it was just that? It's just like... But then there are times where it's like, holy shit, that was unexpected. You have all kinds of different type of mysteries that could either have, like, when solved, be like, ones that blow your mind. When they're solved, it's like, man, that was even more mysterious circumstances than the mystery of it itself. Or it could be like, well, that was anticlimactic. That's all it was. Suganami looked incredibly satisfied. I guess I've got his cooperation now. Though those things he listed were pretty ridiculous, he's not an idiot when it comes to information. The information network he's got is definitely something too. Let's see, what should be my next move be? I said that sentence completely wrong. There, we're finally done with today's lessons. I wonder what Utna's doing today. This deja vu there, man. I'll go meet her at the classroom for now.
Yoshiyuki,
as I got up from my seat, I heard Wataru's voice. Wataru's purpose in life at this point, in the plot at least, is just like, my whole purpose here is to be jealous that you get all the girls and I don't get a single girl at all, ever. Not in a single route. It's just like, I hate being secondary side characters. God damn you, Yoshiyuki! No, it's not like I promised her anything. Well, you see, Wataru, he was like that to begin with, really. He's kind of an ass when it comes to his male friends. He doesn't really bother with them much. I think he might be onto something. Wataru was exaggeratedly waving his arms around and sighing heavily. Look, I'm not really interested to get rid of my friends just because just because I have a girlfriend now. He suddenly started smiling and patted me on the back. Man, this guy's a handful. Oh well, I haven't hung out with Wataru in a while, so it should be fine. I don't think you've hung out with him ever. Has he ever, like, actually hung out with Wataru, like, just Wataru? In this entire thing, because I can't remember. I remember, like, to some extent, with Suganami at least, but that was when with the cave near the start, but other than that, he doesn't seem to really hang out with them all that much. Well, individually anyway. It's usually in a kind of group. Yeah, okay, I'm sure I can... Denied! I didn't have time to finish saying hang out with you before they opened the door and peeked in. It's just like, ha! You thought you could get the screen time, Wataru. You're just a secondary character. You're a sidekick. Well, not even that. I mean, this is a route, Wataru. Main characters only. Just like, Is something up? That she must be talking about the incidents. Got it, I'll come with you. Sorry about that, Wataru. Some urgent business has come up, so I'll have to take a rain check on their arcade visits until probably forever. Having said that to him, I left the classroom together with Otne. I could hear Wataru crying out in dismay behind me, but I decided to ignore it. Please forgive me, Wataru. He's just like, I don't give a shit, but at the same time I kinda do kind of thing with him, isn't it?
今日から本格的に事件の調査を始めようと思うの。
Otne sounded all worked up as she spoke while walking.
弟くんも手伝ってくれるよね。
Sure, I'll help out. Is there anything in particular you want me to do?
捜査の基本は現場検証よ。
Having said that, Otne took out a notepad.
ってことで、一連の事件が起こった現場をピックアップしてみたの。とりあえず現場近くの人にお話を聞いてみたりして、事件の共通点とか背景とか詳しく調べてみようかなと思って。
Was the first incident the car, or was there something before that? Oh, that's some real work right there. I thought you were just going to use some magic to investigate the scene. Can you expand on this magic thing, please? I mean, all we've got to go on is, you know, the candy one. There's obviously more than that, but we haven't really been informed yet about all the other potential magic they could use.
そんな都合のいい魔法、私使えないもん。ちゃんと自分の足を使って調査しなきゃ。
Just tell me, damn it! What magic do you have? If it's just the friggin' Manju thing, then what's that gonna do with anything? But didn't the police investigate the scene without finding anything?
警察の人とは違った視点で調べられることはあるはずだよ。まずはお正月に弟くんが見かけた事件の現場に行ってみましょう。確か商店街の方だったよね。
Yep, over this way.
あそこに看板があったんだね。
Yep, it was hanging right around the third floor when its board broke and it fell down.
もっとはっきり見えるといいんだけどな。ちょっと遠すぎるな。よし、ビルの中に入ってみようか。3階の窓からならもっとはっきり見えるかも。
Is that okay? Won't the residents be upset if we suddenly sneak into their building?
やらないで後悔するよりも、やってから後悔した方がいいよ。さあ、急ごう。
You know, if someone spots him, it'd be like, huh? You're behind this, aren't you? Just like, you misunderstand. Otne grabbed my hand and dragged me off towards the building. This is just like Otne. Once she's decided on something, there's no turning back. But is this really something the head of the student council should do? Just like, it's kind of hypocritical to kind of just be like mad at Tsuganami now, isn't he? Just like screw the rules kind of guy. But Otme is the same as well. He's just like, screw that, let's do this. We managed to sneak in, got to the third floor, and look out the window to check out what was left on the signs. What?
どう？何か見える？
Clouds. This support is splintered like it was broken off at the base.
どんな感じで？熱で溶けた感じ？それとも刃物か何かで切られた感じかな？
Probably cut off. The cut end is pretty flat. When I said that, I remembered that unpleasant feeling. Even if someone cut it off, would the cut end really be this clean? There's nothing unnatural about it, I think.
そっか。この窓から手は届きそう？
What, from the ground? No way. Well, maybe if there's some guy who has arms that are 3 meters long. For some reason, I'm just picturing it as like, oh my god, it's worse than I thought. It's Slender Man. And if there was, I would certainly have noticed him at that time.
そっか。ありがとう。
You know, that would totally be a big twist right there. He's just like, Slender Man was behind these whole instance. Just like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't have to. It's Slender Man. He just does. Does what? You know, staticky kind of effect and you die. But what does he do? I don't know. Well, there probably are descriptions of how it goes, just like, but you probably wouldn't want to hear that because it's probably very, very, horrible. We looked around the scene a few more times after that, but we didn't really find anything useful. There were a bunch of other scenes where incidents had occurred, but there was no proof of anything to be found. But at every single scene there was a number of people who had felt that there was something unusual about it. Wait, unnatural. Well, same thing. After investigating a number of instant scenes, we noticed that the sun was setting. Was setting, it's already set.
やっぱり魔法の力が絡んでそうだね。
Yeah, probably. What we had found out during this full day of investigation was that every scene there was a high possibility that something unnatural would be at work. Yeah, but if it's someone that's actually making it happen, then who and why? It's kind of just like, with all the incidents happening, what purpose would it serve? You just be like, hey, look at those douchebags there, I'm just gonna drop a signpost on their head. Wait. No, that wouldn't make sense. So, do you think it's some addition using magic for evil purposes?
どうだろう。その可能性もあるけど、私はちょっと違うと思うな。
Why is that?
悪意があったら、もっとひどい状態になってると思うの。今回のはそんな感じはしないかな。なんていうか、意識して起こしてるんじゃなくて、事故みたいな気がする。まあ、これは勘でしかないから、魔法についてもっとちゃんと調べなきゃね。図書館で資料とか探さないと。
Wow, can you really research magic at the library?
ちゃんとした魔法の資料は一般の図書館にはないだろうけど。でも、探してみるしかないよ。もしかしたら見つかるかもしれないし、何かヒントになるようなものがあるかもしれないし。他にこれといって手もないしね。本当は大英図書館とかに行けたらいいんだけどね。
Having said that, Otney kept walking forward in a heroic kind of way, just like, yes, I can make candy with my hands. Heroic. No, please do expand on the magic a bit. What kind of magic, what kind of sorcery are we dealing with? Maybe this is the look of a sorceress of justice, huh? We haven't even seen even the slightest bit of magic from her yet. Give us an example. Growl, growl, growl.
お腹鳴っちゃった。夕ご飯まだだったもんね。
The sorceress is hungry. Bring me candy. Growl.
また鳴った。
She was so embarrassed that she started blushing bright red. That cool attitude of hers just now seemed so far away.
なんでニヤニヤするのよ。
I was just thinking that you were really cute, Otney. Hey, Otney, open your mouth. Yeah, yo, some candy. I totally called that. I didn't actually say it out loud, but in my mind it's like, this is what's gonna happen, isn't it? She's just gonna like, well, you're hungry? Candy? I put 3 multicolored pieces of sweet candy in Otney's mouth.
ありがとう。
Tastes like shit. Otney looked really happy as she chewed away at the sweets. Shall we go grab something to eat? Even if we start heading home now, we won't be back until midnight or so.
そうだね。
Thus we left Sakura back behind us holding hands. Click, 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 click. I suddenly heard the sound of something clicking down on the surface. Oh, I could see somewhat blurry scenery around me. Where am I? Wait, that face. Is that perhaps Sakura? Looking around, I noticed that I wasn't confined to a body, and that to avoid, you know, just like Zoni instead of Sony. It's just like, that's always happens in these type of things. Just change one letter and make it completely blatantly obvious. But it's just like, well, it works because it's not Sony, it's Zoni. Ah, it must be a dream. It looked like some kind of laboratory. I could hear the hum of a computer nearby as well. I wonder whose dream this is. Ah, kind of a giveaway here. Click, 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 click.
Hey! それじゃ今日も知る人ぞ知る知らない人は全然知らないメディアの裏情報を垂れ流しちゃうよ
The radio on the desk didn't seem to fit in with the rest of the place, and the highly strung voice of a DJ flowed from it. I guess the person who was dreaming this had their radio on or something. I guess they had it on to keep their minds off the silence.
地下不和合性があるってことは、同種同士の受粉は不可能。つまり、クローニングか雑種しか方法がないってことか。白の絵の具に青の絵の具を混ぜると、絶対白には戻らないわけで、親の世代から好ましい形質だけを受け継いでくれればいいけど、そんな保証はどこにもないし。困ったな。絶対何かいい方法があると思うんだけど。
She had a ton of stuff piled on her desk. It looked like she was doing some important research, but with bad results. I couldn't really get the big picture. On the radio, the never-ending DJ talk kept going strong.
ところでみんな知ってるかいハリウッドの子役出身の大女優なんと優秀な子供欲したり精子バンクから精子を買ったときたもんだ世も末だよねもっとも馬や牛の精子はとっくに高値で売買されちゃってるわけでようやく人間の世界も動物たちに近づいたってことかもね
What?
もらってもんはこの世の中から消え失せちまったってことがねそれじゃみんな今週はこの辺で See you next week! Bye bye!
Damn that DJ, man. Suddenly everything turned white. Looks like I'm leaving the dream. I guess the person who was dreaming woke up. Yoshiyuki, you are still the densest protagonist I've ever seen. I mean, does he only hear the dream, or does he also see the dream? If he can see the dream, what's his excuse for not recognizing that that is Sakura? And it's clearly her from the voice as well. You idiot. I wonder if it'll be morning soon. Idiot, 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 idiot. Did I mention idiot? And I also, in the previous scene before that, I was just kind of thinking, you know, at that instant where the thing fell on those two guys' heads, Sakura was around as well. It's just like the fact that she was there kind of seems important to me. Maybe, well, it's obvious it's got to have some connection to it. I don't quite understand what, but there's a connection. And yet Yoshiyuki hasn't thought, gee, Sakura was there that one time as well, actually, and she didn't look very happy, and didn't bother to question or anything, you know, ask her about it. She just completely forgot about it.
Yoshiyuki, すごいあくびだね。そんな
Oops. I'm usually tired during class, but today was really bad. At least I managed to catch 2 hours during math and physics, so I'm not that tired now.
ヨシユキくらい堂々と学校に出に来てる人も珍しいよね。
Well, what can I say?
別に褒めてないよ。
Coco sighed and went back to her seat. But why am I so tired anyway? Maybe it's because of that dream I had last night. It's like, well, actually, like he said before, I think he stated that whenever he sees someone else's dream, it kind of like cancels out the whole point of sleeping then, because then it doesn't feel like he's actually slept. Well, I didn't really have it, someone else did, but still.
Hi, Yoshiyuki! Otome-senpai ga yonderu zo!
She is? I wonder what was up. Maybe she's discovered something new about magic? Maybe. Maybe so, or maybe no. Who knows? Well, some of you do, but not me. But, whatever. I think you see where this is going. I shall see you next time, viewers. Yeah, that... if just like... the way I said that just make it sound like I think you know what's going on in the plot, but I'm actually meant you know where I was going with that. Just like it was obvious I was going to say see you next time and then end the button. Man, the way I talk is really confusing, isn't it? But anyways, though, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.